tonight from Kansas City. The Red Sox have Chris Sale on the hill as they gun for 3 in a row. The left-hander hoping for some run support like the 8 the Red Sox put up last night. Sox winning game number 1. Sale going tonight. Hi, everybody. Dave O'Brien alongside the Red Sox Hall of Famer Jerry Remy, also Garen Austin in a couple of moments. And Rem Dog, you and I have talked about it. Chris Sale could easily have 4 or 5 more wins, especially the way he's been pitching over his last 8 starts.
Well, exactly right, Dave. You know, he started the season not so good. His fastball velocity was down. Breaking ball wasn't sharp, but as time has gone on, he's become Chris Sale. Now, it's hard to believe at this stage of the season he's got 1 win on the year. But you can see over the last 8 starts for Sale, the numbers have been absolutely remarkable for him. A 2.86 ERA in 50 in the 3rd innings. He's only got 14 walks and 84 strikeouts with opponents hitting 176. Look, if I was Chris Sale, I'd be walking around the clubhouse right now saying, guys, just get me some runs. That's all I need. I'm pitching good. I need a few runs. Maybe get win number 2 on the board.
That would be nice to see tonight. The left-hander going against the Royals last night. The Red Sox got a lot of help off the bench. Eduardo Nunez with a huge home run, 3-run shot when the game was still tight. Red Sox looking to win the series tonight. When we return to Kansas City, a preview of the My Story of last night's winning pitcher, Eduardo Rodriguez, in a moment. Is brought to you by Toyota. Website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Enjoy a $2 medium cold brew from 2 to 6 p.m. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. It's a limited time offer. Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. And by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see. Experts you can trust. Very hot night here in Kansas City as we get set for game number 2. And coming up on Saturday at 5 o'clock, Manny Del Carmen will sit down with Eduardo Rodriguez, an all-new My Story presented by buyatoyota.com and Sullivan Tire. Here's a preview of their conversation.
I know it might be a little bit difficult, and I know a lot of people might not know the situation in Venezuela. Like, how hard is it for you to be here and seeing the stuff that you see on TV and you know, try to keep your head leveled when that's going on in Venezuela?
It's kind of hard. I mean, every time you see the phone, you go to social media, you go on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere you go, and you see a lot of different things. You see people dying. You see everything will happen down there. People eating on the street. You know what I mean? Eating like from the trash and all that. It's kind of hard to watch. You know what I mean? Especially my family's down there. They're safe right now because I send them money and all that. But it's kind of hard to be on the side. You know what I mean? To be on the point when you can't do something. You know what I mean? So.
How often do you get to talk to your family over there?
I talk to them every day. I talk every day to my mom, my brother, my father. I talk to them almost every day. To like WhatsApp, I mean, I just call them or FaceTime them. But the electricity is like off in the whole country and all that. But at least they have the chargers and charge the phones in the cars and all that. But it's kind of crazy down there right now.
When you got here from Venezuela, what were some of the things that you struggled with when you first got here?
When I first got here, 2011. For me, the struggle was learning English. That was what I was really struggling with. And it was funny because that year I just learned to go to McDonald's or something like that, and I just was saying, "Can I get number 1? Can I get number 2?" See the number on the little board they had over there. I'll say it's $2, $3. Okay. I just see the number 3. I just give it 4, and then I get the change and all that. But that's what I think was the biggest struggle for me when I get here the first time, learning the language here.
You speak it well today, so who helped you as you went up to get to the big leagues?
I would say like everybody. I mean, in Baltimore and here, because I was kind of those guys, because the problem that more of the Latin guys have is they're being scared to ask questions because they thinking like, okay, this guy's gonna make fun of me if I say it bad or if I say it wrong, and they thinking that way, but I don't want to think that way. I was thinking and ask questions like how you say this, how you call this. Hey, can you say it again? And do I say it right? Can I say it again? And everything, things like that. So that's how I learned how to speak better English.
Well, it's something you have to give him a lot of credit for, that ability to learn English and speak it as well as he has, certainly. Chris Sale, moments away from his first pitch, just around the corner here in Kansas City. Game 2, Sox and the Royals. Get behind the wheel you've always wanted. VA Healthcare, serving those who serve. The all-new 2019 Subaru Forester, fully redesigned inside and out for all you love this summer. And by your local New England Ford dealers. Warm night here in Kansas City, set for the second game of the series. Last night's game may have turned on a terrific peg from center fielder Jackie Bradley. For more on that, let's toss it down to Garen.
Thanks, Obi. I don't think that we are ever surprised by some of the plays that Jackie Bradley Jr. makes anymore. Yesterday, another huge, impressive play that really changed the momentum of the game. He talked to me about it earlier.
The ball hitting the gap, and just kind of knowing the people and who you're playing with, guys who could really run. And, I figured he might try to take a chance, so I was just going to make sure I would be ready. And was able to fire a strike to second base and got him down.
How much do you enjoy doing that?
I enjoy doing it a lot, just because everyone's always trying to get that edge. So to be able to make a play like that, help the team, help the pitchers is something I take pride in.
And while I was interviewing Jackie, his former college teammate Whit Merrifield walked by and waved. And Jackie said the memories that they have from winning the College World Series twice are so special. And he's so happy for all the success Whit has had with the Royals, and they will be friends for life. Obi?
Thanks, Garen. Yeah, Whit said a couple of years ago when I arrived at South Carolina and I saw Jackie Bradley in center field, I realized my days as a center fielder were over. That's how good Jackie Bradley is. And you may have caught a tip of the cap there between Jackie coming off the diamond after that tremendous throw and Billy Hamilton, who saluted him for an outstanding throw. So Red Sox trying to make it 3 consecutive wins here, 2 in a row in Kansas City, 3 in a row overall. Going back to what we've talked about, Jerry, is, in time, and it's going to take maybe a little while, but we may go back to that Sunday night win, David Price's performance, avoiding the sweep in New York as the single most important win of the year. Who knows?
Well, we talked about that last night, and I really believe it was, because if you get swept in New York, you come here, you spend an off day, you're a little bit flat maybe coming out against Kansas City, a team you don't want to be flat against because you get a chance to beat up on them. I think that was a big boost for the Red Sox. And last night, of course, it was a pretty tight game. Most of the way through, Jackie made that play, and then the offense really took over after that. Nunez with a 3-run home run, guy contributing off the bench. It was a good win for the Red Sox. And you can see right now, they creep to 7.5 back. And there's so much time left in the season. But, you were mentioning it. They go on one of those incredible runs right now and then see where you end up. It's going to be pretty close to the top.
Well, Red Sox very capable of pulling off, a 20 out of 25 and going on a tremendous tear. Yankees, by the way, falling behind early tonight, 3-0 against Toronto. So, of course, we'll keep an eye on that as we always do. Time now for T-Mobile's connection to the game. Yesterday, the Red Sox selecting 8 more players in the Major League Baseball draft, including 5 pitchers, 2 outfielders, and a catcher as well. And another one out of Vanderbilt. Steven Scott, an outfielder from Vandy. What a great program that has been for college talent in the major league level. So the Kansas City Royals taking to the diamond. Right-hander Jacob Junis will be their starter tonight with a record of 4-5, a 5.35 ERA. Here's the Red Sox lineup he'll do battle with. Brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mookie Betts to lead it off in right field. Mookie just 2 for 16 on this trip. Andrew Benintendi in left. JD Martinez, the DH, really started to roll last night. Rafael Devers at third. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. He's driven in 40 to lead the ball club. Brock Holt back in there at second base. He's caught fire. Michael Chavis at first. Jackie Bradley in center, and Sandy Leon catches and bats 9th. Up against Junis, who faced the Red Sox last May. That was a strong effort in a no decision, which was also against Chris Sale.
Let's take a look at the Royals defense. They are the best in the American League, 21 errors in 60 games. Gutierrez will be at third base, Mondesi the shortstop, Lopez at second, and Cuthbert the first baseman. Left to right, Gordon, Hamilton, and Merrifield, and Maldonado doing the catching for Jacob Junis.
Your umps tonight brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Manny Gonzalez behind the plate. Ayasagna at first, Holbrook at second. Jim Wolf will make the calls at third. We're available as telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compra2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
And the weather tonight, 89 degrees, clear skies, no threat of showers, so it's going to be very, very nice for Game 2. Red Sox will play again tomorrow afternoon, the last game on the road trip. That'll be at 1:15. They'll be taking on the left-hander Danny Duffy. And then heading back home to Fenway. Big series coming up over the weekend. 4 games, including the doubleheader on Saturday. All of those against the Tampa Bay Rays, who are scuffling right now. First pitch tonight. Swung on and pop foul out of play, and we are underway in Kansas City.
Now, one thing to look for, Junis has had some problems in the first inning this season. See if the Red Sox can take advantage of that tonight. First pitch fastball to Mookie Betts, fouling it off.
Throws a lot of sliders, really top heavy with the slider. Mix in a sinker and an occasional changeup as well. He is 6'3", about 225 pounds.
There you see the reason for the shift on Mookie Betts in the infield.
Mookie hitting .275 with 9 home runs. And back in that leadoff spot the last few ball games. 2-1. He's gone to 3-1 on Mookie.
There's those sliders you were talking about, Dave. Back to back to Betts and not for strikes.
And Intendi on deck. And he walks him. So Mookie is on, and with him 6 stolen bases. June is typically a strike thrower, doesn't walk many. And because he's in the strike zone so much, home runs have been a major problem for him. He allowed 32 of them last year, which was 3rd most in the major leagues. He's allowed 12 so far this season. If he were on the Red Sox staff, that would be the most on the Red Sox. Right through everyone to the backstop. That'll move up Mookie Betts easily into second. A man in scoring position quickly.
That's a fastball, and I think it surprised Maldonado. He tried to backhand that ball, got by him and all the way to the backstop. Tried to make that adjustment from outside to inside, could not do it, and the Red Sox get a man in scoring position very quickly.
That'll be a wild pitch. Chris Sale could benefit from some early, any kind of runs, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to say, first or second inning, but at any time he'll take them. A good spot for Benintendi, 350 with runners in scoring position. That's in there for a strike.
That's the slider you were talking about, Dave. Throws to Benintendi, gets ahead now 1-2.
J.D. Martinez to hit next. Nobody out. Betts leading. That one golf to right foul.
That's about all Benintendi could do at that. That was a pretty good slider down around the ankles and off the plate. And very fortunate to even make contact on that to foul it off.
Andrew 1 for 4 with a double and a run last night, and the Red Sox win. And 1-2 from Junis. Lined into right field, down for a base hit. Betts to third. He'll put on the brakes right there. Red Sox have men on the corners with J.D. Martinez striding up.
Yeah, Mookie had to hold up about a couple of steps off second base to make sure that ball was not caught by Merrifield out in right field. It's one of those line drives that's hard to judge if it's going to be caught or not. Now watch Mookie. Contact made, stops a little bit, realizes it's going to drop in, and then he goes to third. So good start here for the Red Sox. First and third, nobody out. And the guy we talked about in the view from the booth today coming to the plate.
And J.D. Martinez, last 3 times up, he had a hit last night. Finished 3 for 5 with a triple.
faced Junis 7 times in his career. He's got 2 hits off him.
Betts at third, Benintendi on at first. And the righty's 1-0. And misses in. Sox have won their last 4 games here at Kauffman Stadium by scores of 10-5, 15-4, 7-4, and 8-3, and have hit .362 in those games. In fact, more walks than strikeouts. Fly ball, not deep, into left, coming on Gordon. Long run in. He's shallow, and he'll make the play, and Betts has to hold right there. So not strong contact there by J.D. Martinez. 1 man away.
Yeah, toward the end of the bat on the slider that time to J.D. And certainly not anywhere near deep enough to even try to score Mookie Betts. Those RBI guys like Martinez, they get very frustrated when they leave a man at third base. That breaking ball away from him and did not make good solid contact on it.
Brings up Rafael Devers, though. 314, 8 homers, 35 runs batted in. Just missed a home run last night with a 9th inning 2-run double to left center. Little number here. Junis will fire on down to second. Got the out. Not in time to turn 2, and the run comes in. Mookie Betts will score, and the Red Sox strike first tonight, 1-0.
Good play by Mookie Betts at third base. As soon as he saw Junis pick that ball up and turn to second to try to get the double play, he breaks for home. Watch Betts at third. Now he sees the turn. There he goes. They got no chance to get him, and they really have no chance to get the double play. So very good, excellent base running by Betts there.
Devers becomes the runner at first, picks up the RBI. That's his 36th.
Another look at Mookie. Wait. Now he sees him turn. No problem. First run of the game.
Chatting with Ron Renicky, the bench coach. Mookie does this a lot. Remembering he was the best player in the American League last year, but he will often come right over to a coach or several coaches and talk about what he just did, what happened.
Well, I think what he's asking Renicky, in that situation, should I have gone right away? Should I have not hesitated, just gone right away?
He's so amazingly curious, you know, and he's always asking questions like that.
Always constant.
Xander 304, 12 homers, leading the team with 40 runs batted in. Also leading the team in runs scored. Sox are the only team in the majors who have at least 3 players who have scored 40 runs. Bogarts at 48, Betts now at 47, and Devers 43 times. Two down, a run in. 2-2.
Staying with that breaking ball, that's finishing off the outside edge to Xander.
Look at that, 397 since May 17th with power. Brock Holt to hit next if given the opportunity. Devers the base runner. He's running. It's down low, and he's going to have another stolen base. Dropped by Maldonado, but a theft of second for Rafael.
Now, the only thing you got to worry about here is the catch of Maldonado, because it's a very slow move. Big high leg kick, as you can see from Junis, and that gives Devers an opportunity to get a very, very good jump at first base. And he's halfway to second base before that foot lands by Junis to home plate.
So number 8 for Rafael. Early June, he's got 8 stolen bases. Little number off the end of the bat. Cuthbert left it behind, a flip to first, and got him anyway. So a bang play over there at first. Let's see if the Red Sox decide to take a look here.
From up here, it looked like he was safe at first base.
Are they challenge?
Yeah, they're going to take a look at it. Well, I think he was safe.
I think he was definitely safe.
Yeah, without question. So this should keep the inning alive for the Red Sox. There's no doubt that foot hit the bag, and it hit the back part of the bag before the ball was in the glove.
The first base umpire, Iasagna, said he was out at first. That was the ruling. But how much would you bet that this is going to be overturned?
I'll bet this little cup of coffee I got left here that's now iced coffee.
You're going all out. So assuming that's the case, it's going to be first and third, and he is safe. I got to believe that's an error on the first baseman.
Yeah, that's the ball that really should have got Kansas City out of the inning.
So we'll be in E3. Allowing Xander Bogaerts to reach. 2 on now for Brock Holt. 250 without a home run, but he's cooking. Good night last night, and the Red Sox win. And a single and a double. And a 6-game hitting streak. So the door opens up a little bit. Red Sox with 1 on the board. They could really put a hurt on Kansas City and Junis by adding at least another here after the missed play at first.
Oh, he mentioned his first inning problems, and they continue tonight, giving up a run and possibly more.
Eduardo Nunez came on. Had the big hit of the ballgame as a pinch hit, hitting for Brock Holt late last night. 3-run homer, but Brock said later, yeah, if Alex had left me in the game, I would have done that too. As he takes one outside. He said that with a big smile on his face.
Yeah, that's a typical Brock Holt answer to a question, right?
Yes. 1-1 to count. And Junis with 2 down delivers the 1-1. And a base hit into right field. In comes Devers to score. Down to second as Bogaerts. Red Sox lead it 2-0.
Well, Holt continues to swing that bat. 7 straight games right now as he takes the breaking ball between first and second. They get the call right at first base. The inning continues, and Holt makes him pay for it. A well-balanced swing right there on the breaking ball for Brock Holt.
And time for Michael Chavis to join in on the fun. It's been a cool trip for the youngster. 2 for 14 so far.
This could be his night. If he tries to throw a lot of sliders to him, this could be a night that he has a big night.
So usually in the minutes before the game, you and I will talk about our picks to click.
Yes.
And there's no wagering here.
That's illegal in broadcasting.
That is.
Yes.
So it's just for fun, but who is our pick to click? And we keep track of this. So are you going with Chavis tonight?
I'm going to go with Chavis, yeah. I think he's going to tie into one of those sliders.
First and second with 2 away.
Ooh, there was a good one right there.
Chavis, the 7th man to hit in the top of the first inning. No throw by Maldonado, who, as Jerry mentioned, has a very good arm.
Yeah, he likes to throw that ball around, show off that arm, too. He'll try to pick guys off second base, first base, third base. It doesn't matter.
They're, of course, without the All-Star Salvador Perez for the entire season because of Tommy John surgery. He suffered an arm injury in spring training.
That's the pitch right there that Chavis has got to lay off of, that high fastball. Get him down in the zone.
But to your point, he is due to hit one, maybe not that one, but something about 450 feet. Pulled off that a bit. And it's 2-2.
That front shoulder just leaving a little bit too soon that time on the breaking ball that was on the outside corner.
Red Sox quickly in front 2-0. And down he goes on strikes, and at this time 2 men left, but the Red Sox get 2 for Chris Sale. Here's the Kansas City lineup tonight. Whit Merrifield will start it. Mondesi, Gordon, and Soler, followed by Cuthbert. Gutierrez at third base, Nicky Lopez at second, Martin Maldonado catching, Billy Hamilton in center field. Taking on the Red Sox starter, presented by New England Audi dealers, Chris Sale, 1-7 with a 4.35 ERA.
Yeah, he faced the Royals once, actually twice last year. Had a record of 1-0 with a 1.38 ERA against him. 3 walks and 18 strikeouts in those 2 starts against Kansas City.
Of course, saw them a lot in his years with the Chicago White Sox, playing in the same division. Merrifield having a good year again, hitting .293 with 7 home runs. Red Sox ahead 2-0 in the first inning. And the 0-1. Merrifield has seen him plenty and not really fond of it, as you can see there, 6 for 25. And Alberto Mondesi on deck. He's a real rising star in the American League. 0-2.
I've seen all 3 of his pitches so far. The fastball, the slider, and that was the changeup.
Sale led the majors with 66 strikeouts in the month of May. And he picks up another one here in June. He sets down Merrifield, 1 away.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense. They are 8th in the American League, 34 errors in 60 games. Rafael Devers at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Brock Holt at second, Michael Chavis the first baseman, left to right Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts, and San Leon doing the catching for Chris Sale. Sweeping slider, just chasing Merrifield down around the ankle to pick up the strikeout.
That's a great description of what that pitch does. It chases the hitter.
It just chases the hitter. Chases that back leg.
Mondesi at .285, 6 home runs, and he has already stolen 22 bases. His kick can play. To the shortstop, airborne, Bogaerts on target, and he got him. Bang, bang. And out at first base. That was smooth.
Yeah, how about that play right there? You know you got a guy that can fly going down the line. So you have absolutely no time to set up. Just jump and make the throw, and the throw is on target. Great play by Bogaerts. If he plants and throws, he doesn't get him.
He is getting better all the time, isn't he?
Certainly is. Every year he gets better.
Gordon at .281, 9 home runs. I think what a lot of people are beginning to realize about Xander is what a leader he has evolved into. And I think it was happening before he signed a contract extension, but it has really kicked in since then.
I think he feels now that, you know, he has become part of the elite.
Smack to Chavis. This is going to be a fast start for Chris Sale. 1-2-3. Red Sox up here in Kansas City. On to the second inning. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien alongside. Jackie Bradley about to lead it off against Junis. That'll be Leon and Mookie Betts. Mookie for the second time scored the first run of the ball game. Garen had a great sit down with Jackie about the throw last night that got Hamilton at second base. Some might debate whether that was a smart base running play or not, but the throw was tremendous and a very smart play on Jackie's part to line it up the way he did. Did you always feel like a great defensive play could knock a team out of, you know, a little bit of a funk?
Well, it's, you know, it hurts. I mean, I don't know about knocking you out of a funk, but you know, they certainly help. And, you know, as Jackie said, you know, it makes the pitchers feel good that you can make a play like that. The thing about that play when he made it is the way that he pivoted towards second base to get himself in a position to make that throw. You know, a lot of guys wouldn't be able to do that. He does it so quickly that he's got a direct angle to second base, even though he was going toward right field.
Swing and a miss. Will be retired on strikes. Of course, it helps to have a cannon. Let's toss it down to Guerin.
Thanks, Obi. Well, it looks like Nathan Eovaldi is getting very close. Alex Cora told us they were going to have some meetings tonight, map things out, and he most likely will pitch somewhere this weekend, but they really need to be careful with this, and guys will know more tomorrow morning. And Tyler Thornburg threw a simulated game yesterday. Cora told us that he's feeling really good. He'll maybe need one more simulated game before he goes out on a rehab assignment, but Cora said he's very upbeat, and that is a good sign. And Mitch Moreland was going to take BP, and Cora also said he is very likely that he will be activated this weekend as well. Guys?
All right, Guerin, thanks for the update. Sandy Leon hitting .216 as he checks in for his first at bat tonight. Where the base is empty, one down.
I did have a chance to see Eovaldi throw that simulated game yesterday, and he was throwing the ball very, very well. And it looks like they're getting ready to make some type of move with him to get him against some live competition.
Alex Cora does a weekly radio show in the afternoon with WEEI. It's always a terrific bit and always has a lot of news. And one of the things the guys asked him about was, would Eovaldi go to the bullpen? And he thought about that, and he said no. He's going right back into the rotation when he's ready. Mookie Betts on deck. 3 balls and a strike on Sandy. Hits it sharply, and that's a fair ball. That'll kick around to the corner. Merrifield to dig it out. Left it behind for a moment. Into second base easily, Sandy Leon, and the Red Sox in business again here in the second. That was a rocket.
Yeah, really hit hard by Leon, and you know, it looked like he was going to stop as he rounded first base, but then he saw the little bobble out there by Merrifield and continued on in the scoring position. 89-mile-an-hour changeup, it looked like. That was down the first base line. Now, here's where I thought he was going to stop. But then you see the little boot out there by Merrifield, and he goes on at second base. And Sandy's slowing up, but then he sees the mistake and continues on.
And to call that a double all the way. Cal Eldred and Ned Yost were checking on something there. Very close to the line, that bullet by Sandy Leon, but he's into second base for Mookie Betts, who walked and scored in the first inning. One man out, fouled away. Ken Rosenthal is reporting tonight that the Chicago Cubs have an agreement in place with Craig Kimbrell to bring him to the Chicago Cubs, where it's now an unrestricted free agent. Former Red Sox closer. High pop into right center field, moving on Merrifield. And Leon staying put at second base. 2 down. That'll send up Benintendi. Yankees in Toronto in a scoring contest early. They're tied 4-4 in the 5th inning. Minnesota leading Cleveland 5-3 there in the 5th. Twins still have the best record in baseball, but Houston is charging. The Astros have won 5 in a row. Whereas they're in the West, but charging for the best record in baseball. Benintendi a base hit in first inning. Still early in Andrews' career. He's only played 12 games against the Royals, but he's hitting .362 off them.
They basically play him straight up. Slightly to pull in the infield, but straight up in the outfield. See that spray shot for Benintendi? Very little between shortstop and third base.
He'll lay off and that'll miss, but not by much. 2-0. finale coming up tomorrow at 1:15. Red Sox are leaning toward Ryan Weber to start that game against Danny Duffy, but it depends on what happens tonight. To center field, little looper. Hamilton coming on. It drops in for a base hit. Leon's going to be held at third base. So another hit for Benintendi, who's 2 for 2, and they're going to be on the corners with 2 away.
Now there's one I think if Andy Barquette had to do all over again, he'd probably send Sandy Leon. I know he doesn't run well, but Hamilton really does not have a great arm in center field. And even though, you know, he pulls up on this, I thought he had a chance to score. He's kind of waiting back on it. Little bobble, he had a tough time getting it out of his glove. And you can see where the throw ends up, in front of the mound. Usually with two outs like that, you take the chance. But you've also got J.D. Martinez coming to the plate.
J.D. 0 for 1, flared a fly ball to left field off the end of the bat in the first inning. So let's see if he can make up for that. A key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. He's played 73 games against Kansas City. He's hit them really well. 305 with 12 home runs. He cracks that one foul. 0-2.
The one pitch that's been giving him a problem lately has been that slider away. He got that back in the first inning and fly it out to left field on it. Let's see what they do here. 0-2.
Leon at third, Benintendi off the bag at first, and the 0-2. Sox at the moment 31-29, 7.5 back of the Yankees. Now 60 games into the season. Gently hit toward the hole, diving stab by Cuthbert. He flips onto the pitcher, who gets there in time to retire the side. 2 hits but no runs. Here is our Rocket Mortgage game changer, Chris Sale. Last 3 starts in this stadium, Kauffman Stadium, 3-0, ERA 2.31, and just a 188 batting average against. He'll face Soler, Cuthbert, Gutierrez. It's 4-5-6 here in the second inning. Soler launching a home run last night. So he's hit 15, although he's also a strikeout machine. Tried to hold up and did.
Yeah, 74 strikeouts on the season. And me, I got to say that was a swing. Of course, that's me.
1-2. Sale in the month of May with 5 games of at least 10 strikeouts. And it starts where he fanned 14, and of course that gem where he struck out 17. That one on May 14th against Colorado over just 7 innings, and that was a major league record for Ks over 7. Here's 1-2. Evens up the count on Soler. He's on pace to hit about 40 home runs. Also to strike out about 200 times.
Plus.
Yes. Sale's got a 3-2 on the designated hitter. And he struck him out, caught him looking.
Yeah, it's just not fair right there as a hitter. You know, you're up there on a 3-2 count. You're thinking about one pitch, a fastball, and What does he do? He drops a slider on the outside corner. That's nasty.
The Amica Pitch Zone brought to you by Amica Insurance. Great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. So he's fan 2. That'll bring up Cuthbert. On the ground to third, rising up for Devers, who's been so steady, has not committed an error since the 2nd of May. 2 up and 2 down.
Now, one thing that stands out for me for Devers, over the last month and a half or so is his footwork. His footwork is so improved from a year ago, and he's getting in the proper positions to make plays. It's not like he's reaching for balls or, getting messed up on his backhands by not taking the proper steps toward him. Just small things that they've been working on with him.
Well, we've seen Alex Cora out there working with him. We've seen Xander Bogaerts working with him a lot. Dustin Pedroia, too.
Yeah, it's perfect footwork right there, and a ball of his left going back just a little bit to play the good hop, and has plenty of time to throw the runner out of first base. You got to be careful how many people work with you, though. That's sometimes you
too many voices.
Too many voices, yes. Shut out some of the noise.
Gutierrez, 267, 1 home run, and trickles that one foul.
It's like when you're in a slump hitting, it's like almost everybody has advice for you, and you get so confused. It's just you got to get back to the basics of what you do, what your basic swing is, and work on it.
One, 2. This inning brought to you by BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's official website for deals.
I used to have guys come up to me and they would say, this was years ago, what do you see in the booth? What do you see with my swing? I'm not a coach.
I'm not your hitting coach.
I know you got a hitting coach down there I'm not going to fill your mind with stuff. There are certain things you do see from up here, but not my responsibility to go down and tell them. That's all the hitting coach would have to hear, right? You're getting advice from the analyst up in the booth.
Sure. Yeah, that'll go over well. Base is empty, 2 down. And a liner into right field. That'll settle down for a base hit. Mookie over near the line to scoop it. And Gutierrez has the first hit of the ball game here for Kansas City.
Yeah, first time he's faced Chris Sale. And just takes it to the opposite field on the line for the base hit. 2-out base hit. Fastball inside at 96. Betts had to get over there quickly to cut that ball off and keep it to just 1 base. That's the great thing about the Red Sox outfield, the speed they have out there.
Nicky Lopez, second baseman, hitting just .211. Red Sox had 2-0. Several years ago, I got a chance to work with the late, great Tony Gwynn. Of course, won 8 batting titles, Hall of Fame, incredible hitter. Tony used to say, sometimes I hate to get down onto the field as a broadcaster because every guy who's in a slump is going to come over and ask me, what am I doing with my hands? What about my head? What about my hips? What can you see, Tony? What can you correct for me?
And I bet he wanted no part of it.
That's exactly right. He wanted no part of it. He said, it's not that I don't want to help guys hit, but I'm trying to analyze the ballgame. I have a job to do, and they all want me to be the hitting coach and correct everything that's wrong. He said he hated to break their hearts, but he couldn't do it. On the ground to Brock Holt. He'll gobble that up and get him at first base. Side retired. This time was brought to you by Coors Banquet. 50 years ago today, the Red Sox selected Dwight Evans in the 5th round from Chatsworth High in California. Played 19 years with the Red Sox, 8 Gold Gloves, and banged out over 2,300 hits.
Not bad numbers, huh?
Not too shabby. And what a phenomenal outfielder. Devers has scored a run. He's also driven in one and stolen a base, and he did that without a hit, reaching on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Named this week the American League Player of the Month for May. Led the American League with 40 hits in May. He'll fly that one to left field. Gordon moving over. And one out in the third.
This week on an all-new dining playbook, Jenny is on the hot seat and tries to conquer the Paulie's Lobstitution, one of New England's largest lobster roll in under 5 minutes. See if she comes out victorious on an all-new dining playbook Saturday morning at 9 on NESN, driven by New England Chevy dealers.
What was the word you used there? Lobstitution?
Lobstitution, I think.
The new one. You handled that beautifully. Bogarts reaching on an error by the first baseman on a call that was overturned. So 0 for 1 tonight. Red Sox ahead 2-0. June is now 26 years old. Right to third. Gutierrez with an easy stab. 2 down.
Get expert emergency care at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station, located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. BIDMC is part of Beth Israel Leahy Clinic. Visit BIDMC.org. That was actually incorrect. It's not part of the Leahy Clinic. It's Leahy Health. So there.
Well, you're tough on yourself. I would not have noticed.
I did when I was reading it.
Now Brock with a soaring batting average. He's up to 270 now. Wasn't that long ago. He's batting under 100. But he is healthy again. Got himself a 7-game hitting streak. RBI single in the first tonight. Last night gave the Red Sox a 3-2 lead with a 2-out RBI double in the 6th inning. Chavis on deck. And a 1-2. Did he hold? Yes, he did. 2-2. Junis did all right in the Royals rotation a year ago. He made 30 starts. He went 9-12. 4.37 ERA. Although, as mentioned, he was home run prone. Left it up 3-2. He's one of those guys who hates to walk anybody. And it cost him in the first inning. He walked Mookie Betts to begin it. And Mookie would score. And that'll be in there for strike 3. Side retired. To a Red Sox moment honoring last year's historic championship. Game number 61. Red Sox shut out the Tigers 6-0. Stephen Wright with 2-hit ball over 7 innings. J.D. Martinez, Xander Bogaerts both homered to pace the offense. A run-up bunt attempt by the catcher Maldonado, and he missed it.
Yeah, Maldonado had Devers way back at third base, and that attempt's not going to bring him in any, I don't think.
Man on deck, that's a different story. That's Billy Hamilton, who's an outstanding bunter.
Yeah, they'll both be on the grass, Devers and Chavis for him.
Sox up 2-0. Maldonado just a .207 hitter. Tremendous defensive catcher. Last year about 45% caught stealing. One and two. Sale 2 occasions last year faced Kansas City. 18 strikeouts in 13 innings. He has 2 so far tonight. Saw where Bruce Bochy got his 1,000th win. He's going to retire at the end of the year. Giants manager.
Been around a long time. San Diego, San Francisco.
Yeah, he's done a tremendous job there. This scuffling this year, but he's won 3 world championships. Many believe he is headed for Cooperstown. Tremendous manager. 2-2. And a swing and a miss. He fanned him with the slider. As we toss it down to Guerin.
Thanks, Obi. Jerry, the Red Sox are hosting an equipment drive this weekend, so fans who are coming to Fenway Park Friday through Sunday are asked to bring new and used baseball and softball equipment to leave at the gates. Now, fans who donate have the opportunity to win autographed memorabilia, and this benefits a nonprofit that distributes all of the equipment to kids in need. So great opportunity this weekend for fans to help out, guys.
All right, Guerin, thank you very much. Hamilton will climb in at 231. And they are drawn in on the corners as he fouls it away. Had 2 hits last night and his 5th bunt hit of the year. Red Sox striking for 2 runs in the first inning. Sale has limited Kansas City to 1 hit so far. Sale, of course, could easily have 4 or 5 more wins. He could be more like 6-2 at the moment. ERA is higher than he would like, but you go back to April 2nd at Oakland. He lost 1-0. April 28th against Tampa Bay, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks. He lost that 5-2. May 8th at Baltimore, 8 innings, 14 strikeouts, 3 hits, and no decision. Then on May 14 against Colorado, 17 strikeouts, 3 hits, no decision. Showing bunt, and that is in there. He struck him out, caught him looking. Back-to-back Ks here in the 3rd inning.
Now Hamilton just looked overmatched. I mean, he's trying to bunt with 2 strikes on him, trying to surprise the Red Sox as they move back with 2 strikes. Takes it, but it's a perfect pitch at the bottom of the strike zone.
Well, Lexus has developed a strikeout hunger program in partnership with NESN and the Greater Boston Food Bank. You can visit NESN.com/Lexus now until the end of June to donate to the Greater Boston Food Bank and enter for a chance to win a NESN VIP ballpark experience. Merrifield struck out his first time up. That's to center field. Jackie Bradley will play it on a bounce. So 2 South Carolina Gamecocks involved in that one. A base hit by Merrifield.
That was a change up that time from Sale that Merrifield drops in front of Bradley Jr. in center field. There's the change up off the outside part of the plate, a little bit toward the end of the bat. And 1 hops it to Bradley for the base hit. 2 out base hit here in the 3rd. Merrifield can run. He's got 8 stolen bases, but he's been thrown out 5 times.
He's led the league in back-to-back years in steals. Mondesi looks like he's going to lead the world this year. Man at the plate. He's 0 for 1. For the ground to the short. Red Sox ahead 2-0, bottom of the 3rd. Not running. And a strike. Comforts of home brought to you by Bernie and Phil's. Mondesi at home hitting .322. And right now, get the furniture you want with 0% interest up to 60 months and no minimum purchase required. Throw to first, going to be close, and he's in there.
He slid to the outside and then he brought his hand back to the bag because the throw had beat him. Now watch him come back. He slips him to the outside and the hand comes back to the bag. Now the question is, did Chavis tag him before he got that hand in?
I thought he did, Jerry.
So we may have another one go in the Red Sox direction.
Yeah, this is going to be challenged now by Alex Cora. It looked like you could see movement on the glove.
Yes.
as he glided it on the body of Merrifield.
I agree. He actually tripped on the way back, and then he tried to swim his way back to the bag. And at first I thought he got in, but on the second look, I'm not so sure. That tag might have got that right elbow, and I think that's going to be it.
Red Sox are coming off the diamond. That's how convinced they are that is out number 3. Chavis walking away, headed for his dugout, and that is another out on the bases here for Kansas City to pile it up in the inning. 2-0 Boston. Next up 2-0, taking advantage of the Royals on the base paths in the series. And as we go to the 4th inning, it will be Chavis, Bradley, Leon against Junis. Chavis at first base tonight, struck out first inning. He has now struck out 52 times in 40 games, so trying to cut those down. Junis out of Arkansas, firing a 2-0. Nubbed right back to Junis. And a fast out. Time now for our social stretch. We toss it back to Casey in the studio.
Thank you so much, Obi. Our friend at the Globe, Alex Spear, he chatted with J.D. Martinez prior to this year's draft. J.D. was taken by the Astros 611 overall in 2009. He offered some advice for day 3 draft picks. It's not about what round you get picked. It's definitely a lot easier to make it when everyone is kind of kissing your butt on the way up. But I always say hard times build character. Success early builds egos. It's something I kind of take pride in. I think that we can agree that he turned out just fine.
Yeah, I think he's done well with that life philosophy, Casey. Thank you very much. And the guy has got so much inner drive. It's unbelievable. Jackie Bradley struck out first time up. Red Sox leading 2-0.
Well, I got a similar story to that. I mean, I wasn't exactly sought after coming out of high school. And I was taken way, I don't even know what round it was. It was way down low. And didn't sign with the Washington Senators. Went down to school at St. Leo's. Was not academically eligible to play for them. They wanted me to go to junior college. And then I came back to Massachusetts and got drafted by the Angels. In those days, they had a secondary round in January. Drafted very low in that. So I was basically one of those throw-in guys at the end. I never wrote anything on my shoes, you know, but you had to prove your way all the way up because the guys that got the money, those are the guys that got the free ride to the big leagues.
Sure. Jackie Bradley will take the walk. How much did it drive you to want to succeed and to absolutely succeed?
Actually, the first year I went to spring training, I was overmatched. I was totally overmatched. You know, I came from New England, played about 16 games a year, and then you're playing against kids from California, from Texas, from Florida. They get big schedules, big, you know, they were so far advanced from me. The one advantage I had is I could run. And we happen to have a lot of coaches who like guys that could run, that they felt they could make them players. So I was lucky to hook on with that organization at that time. That was the Angels. You know, some other organization might have said bye-bye.
Sure.
And that would have been the end of it.
You landed in the right spot with the right skill set.
Exactly, at the right time. And you know, I had a lot of great people working with me all the way up to the big leagues.
You remember, like, the one guy you met early on who really believed in you at the professional level the most?
At the professional level?
At the pro level, who said, you know,
there were two guys.
You're going to be a major leaguer one day.
Yeah, the first guy to tell me I was going to be a major leaguer was Dave Garcia, who I eventually played for with the Angels. He was a manager of the Cleveland Indians and also the Angels. And he made me believe in Double-A baseball that I was going to become a big league player. And I didn't believe him at the time. And I only spent 3 weeks in Triple-A and eventually ended up in the big leagues the next year.
Leon with a double first trip. Red Sox have a base runner and one down. You were barely in Triple-A.
Yeah, just 3 weeks toward the end of the Double-A season. That was it. And then I played winter ball in Mexico, and then that next spring I made the big league team. Dick Williams was the manager of that ball club. They were going with youth, so it was a perfect time.
0-1 from Junis. That'll miss outside.
Well, you talk about feeling overmatched when you get from Somerset High School to Hopeville, California, where you're playing against all these kids that played, you know, tons of baseball. it was like, man, this is going to be very, very difficult.
Like you say, they were playing year round. You were playing 16 games.
Yeah, and 2 of those would get snowed out.
1-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mookie Betts on deck. Did you feel like when you did well at Double-A that you really didn't need Triple-A, that you were on the way to the majors?
No, I honestly never thought at the Double-A level that I was even close to the major leagues.
Really?
I thought I'd have to prove myself again at Triple-A.
Bradley runs. That one tagged down the line but foul. Because today, you know, a lot of, particularly the high draft picks, when they land at Double-A,
they're ready to come to the big leagues.
They are that close. They're a heartbeat away.
Yeah, you know you're probably going to be, especially if you're a high draft choice that got a lot of money, you know you're going to get a shot at the big leagues. It's the ones that don't get any money, you know, get $500 a month to sign back in those days, that you had to earn your way to the big leagues. There were no free passes.
Jackie back in. He just took ball 4, 1 man away. Were there times when you kind of looked at the guys, the kids who had signed for the big money, the big bonuses?
Oh, yeah.
Top draft, you're kind of like,
oh, yeah.
You've got to be kidding me.
Especially when I got to the big leagues. I took a look back at some of those clowns.
2-2, and it'll drop in there for strike 3. 2 gone.
We had a kid who was drafted #1 by the Angels. And the first thing he did was went out and bought a yellow Corvette. And he put on an Angels 1. And that's how he came to spring training his first year.
Wow.
Now this kid, I won't mention his name, he eventually made it to the big leagues, but never really played. You know, was a utility guy for a few years and was gone. And I took great pleasure in that when I, you know, when I got to the big leagues, and he just couldn't cut the mustard.
Yeah.
But I still remember the yellow Corvette.
With the 1.
Angels 1.
Oh, boy. Slightly cocky. Mookie with a walk. He's also flying to center. They're keeping Jackie very busy there at the bag at first. Red Sox facing a right-hander who's pitched back-to-back solid games. Got the win against Texas last time out. 6 innings, 2 runs. Right there to the third baseman, Gutierrez. He'll fire it on down to second for the force. 1 man left. Bottom of the 4th inning. Sox ahead 2-0. We check out the events coming up at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Diana Ross performing. And a chopper. Tremendous play around the bag. That's fair. The throw is on target by Devers. As he cuts down Mondesi, had to tiptoe around the bag, keep his footing, and make an on-target throw.
Mondesi's probably saying, what have I got to do to get a hit? How about he's had 2 plays made against him tonight. Bogart's back in the 1st inning, and now this one by Devers. Right from the line, throwing a bullet to first base. The crossover step, the jump, showing some agility there. And then the strong throw across the diamond. So Mondesi's got robbed twice in this game so far.
Twice he's hit it to the left side of the diamond. Twice he's been denied a hit. By Bogarts and Devers. Alex Gordon now is 0 for 1. He's grounded to first. He's been with Kansas City since 07 when he broke in. Certainly looking like it'll be the last year. He's in the final year of his contract, paying about $20 million. Not something the Royals in their rebuilding state want to continue to do. But he was part of their outstanding clubs in 14 and 15 that went to back-to-back World Series. Soler on deck. Just 2 hits for the Royals. And a swing and a miss to put him away. And that is number 5 for the lefty.
That might have been the best fastball of the night right there by Sale. 96 miles an hour, up and away from Gordon right there to get the strikeout. Gordon's a pretty tough guy to strike out. But Chris Sale is well aware of strikeouts and guys he can and can't. And I don't think there's anybody he can't.
It would appear to be true. Soler going after the first pitch, pops a foul out of play. This inning brought to you by KM Hot Dogs, crafting the finest meats for 4 generations. Soler called out on strikes in the second inning. He is 1 for 9 against the left-hander. 0-2.
Sees the big swing on the first pitch on the fastball. So what does he do? He goes back to a changeup down. From high in the zone to down below the zone on the off-speed pitch.
Looking to put him away. And a flare into center field, and a catch made by Jackie Bradley makes it look so casual. He had it all the way, and 1-2-3 they go. On to the 5th inning, and Andrew Benintendi perfect on the night, 2 for 2. Will lead things off here against Jacob Junis. To be followed by Martinez and Devers. Our Red Sox got 2 right away. They have not scored since then, since the opening inning. As Junis has toughened up. You know, on rebuilding ball clubs the last couple of years, he's managed to go 22-20 for Kansas City. It's pretty impressive.
WNBA scoring leader Courtney Williams and the Connecticut Sun will host the LA Sparks at Mohegan Sun Arena. Don't miss tip-off tomorrow night at 7 on NESN Plus.
A ball and 2 strikes on Benintendi. Socks that one toward the alley. There's nobody out there. That's going to go all the way to the warning track and bounce into the wall. He digs for second base. He'll be content with a stand-up double. And he's had a really fine night already, 3 for 3.
Well, he jumped all over that slider that time. It was down and in a very good hitting spot for a left-handed hitter. Right over the middle of the plate. The one that's down and inside gives you a problem, but that one, no problem. And Benintendi scorches it out to the right center field wall. So, the leadoff double. Red Sox have gone a few innings without scoring. It's time to put a few more points on the board.
And we've given you Benintendi's numbers here at Kauffman Stadium since he broke in. He loves it here, and he's having a big night. Now Martinez looking to pick him up. JD's 0 for 2. He's flied out and grounded out. JD coming off a 3-hit game, 3 for 5 last night. And he'll pop this one up into right field, very high but not that deep. Merrifield will put that away, and Benintendi will go nowhere. Let's toss it down to Garen.
Thanks, Obi. Every time we are in Kansas City, we visit the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. And you guys, it never gets old hearing the incredible stories of these players. Now, last year the museum suffered over $100,000 in damages due to vandalism, but there was an outpouring of support across the country. And this year the museum is celebrating Jackie Robinson's 100th birthday, and they are opening an exhibit that honors all the barrier breakers in each team, including the Red Sox Pumpsie Green. So highly encourage anyone who comes to Kansas City to visit to stop by the museum. An incredible experience every time, guys.
Garen, that's my favorite spot. We've got a camera on it right now, and you walk into the lobby there and you see some of the greats from the Negro Leagues, and they are there in the lobby, the statues, at the positions that they played.
Yeah, some of the best players to ever play the game. It's incredible, and it's just incredible to hear their stories and the challenges that they faced and how they really turned a negative into a positive. So always enjoy going, and we learn something different every single time, and they're always opening new exhibits, and last year they opened one for the women in the Negro League. So highly encourage everyone to go. It's an incredible opportunity to learn some history about the game and about society.
Indeed. Thank you, Garen. Appreciate that very much, as Rafael Devers will knocked that one down the left field line. He's gone 0 for 2 with an RBI tonight.
That's a great take. I've been there one time and had some friends actually that are in town with me over this 3-game series that enjoyed it. Their trip there this afternoon, they spent about a good hour and a half, and they really enjoyed it.
Along with all the education, the exhibits, and the great experience that it is, make sure you hit the gift shop. There are tremendous baseball caps and T-shirts from the league there on sale, and they're terrific. Outside on Devers. Bogart's on deck. Red Sox trying to add on to a 2-0 lead. Rafael leading the American League with 50 hits since April 25th. Only Arenado and Josh Bell have more hits in all of baseball since that date than Rafael Devers. Benintendi at second with 1 away. That one shot toward right center field. Merrifield can't get it. It's past him onto the track. That'll chase in the run. Benintendi will score. Those two switch spots into second base. A double. Rafael Devers, another extra base hit. Red Sox lead it 3-0.
Well, the two left-handers this inning really have scorched the ball. Benintendi with the leadoff double. And now Devers, he gets that fastball inside part of the plate, right about knee high. You know, to me, I watch his swing, and I think from this year to last year, one of the biggest differences is his weight shift. You know, he gets back on that back leg, and then that weight just all shifts to the front side. Not all of it, but, you know, enough of it. And he's able to keep his hands back, and he is really driving the ball. Not as jumpy as he was.
Bogart's taking one outside. Take another look at that cut.
See how he sets up with the weight going back, and then look at the head on contact right on the baseball. I mean, that's a pretty swing right there by Devers.
Wrapping that bat around his back.
He's such a strong kid.
He really is. And getting stronger all the time. 37 RBIs. He's got 2 in this one. Red Sox up 3-0. Bogarts has gone 0 for 2. He's reached on an error and grounded to third base. When chasing there, 1 ball and 1 strike. Activity in their bullpen. Boxberger starting to throw. Alex Cora, talking about Devers, said everybody talks about the offense, but nobody talks about the defense. He thought he had a spectacular defensive month when winning Player of the Month. You usually win that with the bat, of course, and he did. American League Player of the Month for May, Rafael Devers. But
now that's a hot point for for Cora, because he took so much criticism for his defense over the first couple of seasons, and rightfully so. But he was still learning that position. He was just a kid. And they put so much work in it. He's so proud of him for the work that he's put into it, that he's finally seeing results, which gives him confidence.
He's made a couple of outstanding plays already tonight.
As a coach or a manager, you spend time with a particular player and you see improvement. You're very proud of that. I mean, it makes you feel good that you've helped somebody.
Just like a teacher in a classroom.
Absolutely.
Helping a student really flourish at a particular subject. This just happens to be Major League Baseball.
And a lot of times we knew he was playing poor defense a year ago. We knew that. I mean, it was very obvious to everybody. But Cora would stand behind him, and say he's going to get better. He's going to get better. He's working hard at it. That was all because he's such a young guy. He didn't want to destroy him by making it sound like you can't play defense.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't come out and say something like that. You just keep working at it.
3-1 on Xander Bogaerts with 1 down. He's going to take ball 4. Red Sox have runners at first and second for Brock Holt, who is cooking with the bat.
CBS Health recently launched the Building Healthier Communities initiative. It's a 5-year, $100 million commitment to improve community health and address the most pressing public health challenges. To learn more, visit cbshealth.com/CSR.
Cal Eldred, the pitching coach, out to the hill to buy a little more time here. Boxberger is still working in their bullpen. Red Sox threatening to add on. And one of the big problems when Chris Sale has been pitching is the Red Sox have scored more than 3 runs for him just one time. Well, threatening to add on right now and really give the ace of the staff some wiggle room. A double by Benintendi, a 1-out double by Devers, a walk to Xander Bogaerts, and the Red Sox are in business again. Brock, an RBI single in the first inning. He's also been called out on strikes, 1 for 2. With Chavis on deck, 1 gone. You know, he mentioned Brock had a little fun with Guerin last night in the post-game interview, and he said, you know, I would have hit a 3-run homer too. Nunez came off the bench and did it as a pinch hitter. And he said, well, if Alex had asked me, I would have stayed in the game and I would have done the same thing. The Red Sox have been incredible as far as pinch hitting this year. You realize they're batting .467 as pinch hitters, 14 for 30. And their 3 pinch hit home runs are tied with Texas for the most in the American League. So,
you know, we mentioned last night what a tough job that is to do also. You sit around all night, you're not really involved in the game, you're not loose. You know, now most places you can go down behind the dugout, take some BP, you know, batting practice in a cage they have down there. But it's just not the same as being in a game. And you get the word like you might be hitting next inning, you get down in that cage as quickly as possible and get as so many swings as you can.
Which is exactly what happened last night. Nunez talked about it afterwards when he did his radio interview with Joe Castiglione and Josh Lewin, and he complimented Alex. He said he gave me a lot of time to get ready. He gave me a couple of innings to get down there and take some swings. And think about who I was going to face. Which is exactly what happened. He smashed the 3-run homer. Fouled at the plate there by Brock Holt.
The home run last night, breaking ball, it looked like down and into Nunez, and he just launched it. And that was big in that game. It opened it up for the Red Sox.
Sox pinch hitters have reached base in 14 of their last 22 plate appearances. I mean, that's just off the charts. Wouldn't chase it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Red Sox trying to open it up a bit here in the 5th inning in Kansas City. Devers at second. Bogaerts on at first. And a high chop on the infield. Junis had to wait. There's nobody at first base, and the bases are going to be loaded. They are all filled up for Chavis.
Well, that's a mistake, obviously, by Cuthbert at first base, because there's nobody else that's going to handle this ball but the pitcher. He goes straight up in the air. I don't know where he's going to try to make that play. Leaves first base open. Bases loaded situation. Base hit.
Second of the ball game for Brock Holt.
A frustrating feeling when that ball comes down. You look to first base and there's nobody there. Now, I'm not sure they would have got Holt because that ball was bounced pretty high.
Chavis is struck out and grounded to the pitcher. He's due. Man at every base, 1 down, 3-0 Boston.
Watch the first baseman now start to come in toward the mound. He doesn't know what to do. And first base wide open. But you know what? Watching that, I think Holt would have beat that anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right. Chavis just 2 for 16 on the trip. And the breaking ball snapped in there. 1-1. Michael just named the American League Rookie of the Month for May. He's tied for the team lead with 10 home runs since his debut. 1 and 2. Bradley on deck. Devers at third, Bogarts at second, Holt at first. He needs something good to happen right here.
Certainly does, and something good happens here. He could break this game wide open.
And Junis with his 96th pitch. It was a breaking ball, and he came up empty. He has struck him out twice, and the K's are piling up for the youngster.
Yeah, all 3 outs that he's made tonight have been on the breaking ball. And this one was a good one to hit. It was right over the middle of the plate. But that head's a little wild right now for Chavis. It's flying all over the place.
Jackie Bradley with a K and a walk so far. Jackie so far 2 for 11 on the trip. Filled up with 2 down and 1 run in. And Junis with the 0-1. Junis will give up the gopher ball. Has not allowed a home run yet tonight. Line stiff, and Gordon is back. It's over his head. That's onto the warning track. Devers is in to score. Bogarts is in to score. Here comes Brock Holt. He will score. Jackie Bradley cleans him off with a shot over the head of the Gold Glover. And the Red Sox do indeed open it up 6-0.
Now Bradley, I was watching him in batting practice today, and he was hitting a lot of balls to the opposite field. And that's exactly what he does here. He gets that breaking ball that's down, doesn't try to pull it, doesn't roll over, hits it very deep to the opposite field. 3 runs come across. And my pick to click last night, Jackie Bradley, clicked the day after I pick him to click.
You put it on pause for a day.
Yeah.
Worked out perfectly. Red Sox up 6-0. Pitching change here in Kansas City. Red Sox 6, Royals nothing. Technologies will donate dollars to the Sean Thornton Foundation, helping to find a cure for Parkinson's disease and pediatric cancer. To learn more, visit echostore.com. EchoStore Technologies, your data center solutions provider. Boxberger in the game. Huge hit there by Jackie Bradley to clean off the bases. Bases loaded, 3-run double over the head of Gordon. And the Sox are ahead 6-0. Boxberger struck out 2 men in the 7th inning last night. Sandy Leon with a double and a strikeout. Red Sox racking up the doubles. They have 4 of them already. And a 4-run 5th. And Chris Sale getting run support tonight. As you look at the season so far by the veteran Boxberger, 24th appearance, 0-3. Sandy, the 8th Red Sox hitter here in the 5th inning. And continued activity in their bullpen. Jorge Lopez loosening. And Boxberger with a long look in, picks one out at last, and the 1-2. Little flare, and that'll be caught out of the air by Gutierrez to retire the side, but a big frame. Red Sox get 4 runs.
The 2019 Google MLB All-Star ballot is now open. Help send your Red Sox All-Stars to Cleveland this summer. New this year, after the first round of voting, the top 3 players at each position will advance to a special election to determine the All-Star starters. Vote daily at redsox.com/vote and on Google by searching for your favorite Red Sox or MLB vote.
At the midway point, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning in Kansas City, and the Red Sox have a 6-0 lead behind Chris Sale. This an embarrassment of riches for the left-hander, who has been suffering through poor run support, but not tonight. Cuthbert, the leadoff man in the inning, 0 for 1. He'll line that one up the middle, and it skips under the glove of Brock Holt into center field. That had some serious English on it. And Cuthbert is aboard.
Yeah, it looked like 2 guys may have had a chance at this. Sale number 1, but it spins away from him over his glove. And then it takes a weird to the left side of Brock Holt kind of spin. I don't know if Sale deflected that at all, but it certainly changed direction on Holt.
That'll be a base hit for Cuthbert, and we'll bring up Gutierrez, who singled his first time up. Red Sox here through tomorrow afternoon. Hope you'll join us at 1:15 for the finale. Danny Duffy, the left-hander, we know he will go for Kansas City. Bounding ball, backing up Devers on the backhand. In the second one on the first out of time. They do get the man in the middle, and Cuthbert one away.
You know, I like that play by Devers right there because, you know, he knows the way the ball's hit and that he's backing up. Very little chance you're going to get a double play. So what he does, he takes his time to make sure he gets the out at second base, and then Brock Holt tries to turn over the double play. But no rush here, you know, because he knows the way the ball's hit. It's very unlikely you're going to get a deuce. So you just try to make sure you get the one.
Well, that's maturity.
Yep.
A couple of months ago, he may have thrown that away by rushing it. Not anymore. A strike to Lopez. He's grounded to second, 0 for 1. Red Sox got 2 in the first inning. It just pounced for 4 in the top of this 5th inning and knocked out the starter. Red Sox really had to work the bullpen in last night's win. So Alex Cora was talking before the game about the necessity for Chris Sale to go deep. Heath Hembree, Marcus Walden, Brandon Workman, Ryan Brazier all pitched last night. Ground ball. Brock Holt is there to second for an out. No double play. Lopez runs pretty well, but there are 2 down. Ace Ticket is the fans' trusted source for tickets since '79, with lower prices, better service, and great selection. Tickets to all Sox games and concerts at Fenway available right now at aceticket.com. Maldonado fanned in the 3rd inning. 1 of 5 Ks so far at the hand of Chris Sale. Trying to pick up his 2nd win of the year tonight. Cora before the game said the Red Sox are leaning toward Ryan Weber to start tomorrow. But that depended on tonight and whether he might have to be used this evening. 1-1. Tampa Bay on top 4-0 on Detroit. They're in the 9th inning. There's Ryan. 1 up, 1 down so far for him as far as his starts. Hottest team in baseball right now is certainly the Los Angeles Dodgers. They are threatening to run away with the NL West. They've won 7 in a row. They've opened up a 10.5 game lead on Colorado. So the Dodgers remaining the class of the National League. Trying to get back to a third consecutive World Series. Man on and 2 down. Here's the 3-1. He's gone full now on Maldonado.
That's what Sale does. I mean, 3-1 count. He's got a 6-0 lead. You would think a fastball's coming. What does he do? He throws a changeup, and you're out in front of it.
Billy Hamilton on deck. Lopez will be taken off. 3-2, a wave and a miss. 79 miles an hour to punch him out.
At noon, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. We have something special for Red Sox fans. Louis Tion sat down with TC and Jim to talk about his career. Part 3 is tomorrow. I got to see that.
Jim Rice was in on that.
Yeah, I got to see. Rice and Tion together are absolutely hilarious.
They are.
I mean, it's a comedy act.
They should go on the road, and they've been together on cruises and stuff. You know, Red Sox sponsored cruises, and everybody loves them. But they walk out with their stomachs hurting because they laugh the entire time. 6th inning, Red Sox up 6-0. Mookie Betts to start it. The new pitcher here, Jorge Lopez, out of their bullpen. So they've used 3 already tonight, including the starter Junis. High ERA of 6.67, and he's also been a starter. Mookie with a walk and a run. He's gone 0 for 2. You know, the really hot bats tonight are certainly Andrew Benintendi. He was on deck. He's 3 for 3. Brock Holt has 2 hits. Devers with 2 RBIs. Another one for extra bases for Raphael. And Jackie Bradley with the big hit. A bases loaded 3-run double in the 5th inning. Right to the shortstop in the shift. It's Mondesi firing. 1 away.
Red Sox private suites and premium hospitality, including the Jim Beam dugout, are now on sale for the 2019 season. Email premium sales at redsox.com or call 617-226-6912 to learn how you can give your clients and guests an unforgettable experience at Fenway Park.
Benintendi, a base hit in the 1st, a base hit in the 2nd. Hit that one sharply, but Cuthbert has it. He makes his first out. He had doubled in the 5th inning, and he is now 3 for 4. So 2 gone for J.D. Martinez.
Stick with the team that has been with the Bees all season long as the Bruins' quest for the Cup continues. NESN will have an hour of pre- and post-game coverage tomorrow night beginning at 7 for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, including Jack Edwards, Andy Brickley, and Barry Peterson, broadcasting live from the action on Canal Street. Quest for the Cup on NESN is powered by Xfinity.
Martinez 0 for 3. And you do feel really good about Game 5?
I do feel good about it, yes. Yes.
Question about Chara, whether he's going to play with that jaw injury. And if he doesn't, what kind of impact? He'll pop up toward right center field. Charging on in Merrifield. Red Sox go 1-2-3 in the 6th inning.
12:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. TC Steve and Salty will preview the series finale against the Royals. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Bottom of the 6th inning, and a ground ball scooped up very cleanly by Devers. He was in on the grass against the bunt. He sets down Hamilton on 1 pitch. A lot of very quick outs from Chris Sale. So 1 away. They'll send it Merrifield, who has a base hit and a strikeout when he singled in the 3rd inning He was picked off by Sandy Leon at first base, so it made several outs on the bases in this series. Red Sox have made some really nice plays against them, as was the case with Hamilton being cut down at second by Jackie Bradley last night.
That's what happens when you play against teams that can run, and this team can certainly run. They run into a lot of mistakes also. But really, when you think about it, what other choice do these guys have? You know, you got to try to be aggressive. You got to try to make things happen. And when you do that, you got to be successful sometimes not.
0-2. Yeah, they strike out a lot. They do not hit a lot of home runs. They don't have a particularly powerful lineup. One of their top guys is out of the lineup. Hunter Dozier, he's got 11 home runs. He's hurt. So this is the style they're going with. Cut on and missed, and Merrifield is quickly heading back to the dugout. 2 down.
I believe this was 97 at the top of the strike zone for the strikeout for Sale. A little extra oomph on that one, if there's such a word.
Number 7. Now Mondesi, who twice has hit the ball on the left side of the infield and twice been robbed.
I often wonder, Dave, in 32 years, how many times I've said a word that really isn't a word. It's just in my mind, it's a word.
You know, you get this rare ability to create a word that sounds like it's been used for 100 years.
But it has, but nobody's ever heard of it.
But you're the first one who's ever rolled it out. And you've got the folks at like Webster's going, wait a minute, we had that in the last edition, didn't we? That was another Remyism. What was this last one?
And I don't try to do it. I don't know what happens.
This last one sounded like the real thing. Like it was kind of a combination of oomph and something else.
Yeah. But you get the idea.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was a little bit of oomph right there, 97.
So what you're going with is oomph, right?
Oomph. Well, at least it's not an R at the end.
A 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 1-2-3 once again, courtesy of Chris Sale. Raphael doubled in the 5th inning. Casts one deep into the night here in Kansas City, a mile high. And that is number 9 as the beat goes on for Raphael.
What a night he's having. Defensively, offensively, last time a double, a drive and a run. Now jumps on the very first pitch and absolutely annihilates it. High and long out of the ballpark. Man, has he got it going on.
With the bat and the glove and the arm. Oh, and by the way, stealing bases, he has 8 of those.
Yeah, just doing a little bit of everything.
Red Sox first home run brought to you by Audi. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 2 with a walk. So Raphael's driven in 3 runs tonight. A double, a home run. Fielder's choice drove in a run in the first inning. He's stolen a base as well. And he has scored 3 times. And he's made a brilliant defensive play. Speedway donating $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox home run. Stop in and quench your thirst with a 44-ounce fountain or Speedy Freeze drink, just 89 cents. That is the face of a player who is loving playing baseball.
In the face of a player who is loved by his teammates. They really do enjoy Rafael Devers.
Yeah, he is everybody's little brother on this team. And he is absolutely flourishing. 2-2. He attempted to hold up, and he did. First base umpire Iasagna said no swing. So Red Sox ahead 7-0. And looking to win their 3rd consecutive game and giving runs to Chris Sale. which has not been the case very often this season. Sock to center field. That's well hit. Hamilton's back. He is there to make the catch onto the warning track. One away.
Win an authentic 2018 World Series ring of your own. Enter at redsox.com/win. Proceeds benefit the Red Sox Foundation. See official rules for full details.
Well, another good night for Brock Holt. He is 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run. Got that average up to 282. Now, Guerin asked him the question last night. I mean, what's been the difference here in recent at-bats? He said it's all about good health. He feels great. After the scratch cornea and the shoulder, everything's healed up. He showed what he could do a year ago when he was fully healthy. And he's got himself another base hit. That's his third of the ball game. He's 3 for 4.
He's been wearing out that hole between first and second, and that's not exactly his hot zone.
So a 3-hit ball game.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC, Steve, and Salty will break down the game, and you'll hear from Chris Sale and Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason?
Well, Chavis is trying to join in on the fun here for the Red Sox, and tough sledding right now. He's 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of strikeouts and a tapper back to the pitcher. So he's really going through the first truly difficult stretch of his young career.
Now, the key right now to watching Chavis, and I said this in his last at bat, watch his head discipline. If he keeps his head on the ball, that keeps his shoulder on the ball. If his head flies, the shoulder flies, and you don't get contact.
1 out, 1 on, 7-0 Boston.
One of the best on the Red Sox team as far as head discipline is J.D. Martinez.
Boy, is he ever. Now, you've talked about that since the first time you put the Red Sox uniform on. How great that head discipline is.
It's amazing. You know, he's just right on everything. When he's pulling the ball, when he's going to the opposite field, up the middle. And I think that's what Chavis right now is battling a little bit. To calm yourself down a little. Try to see contact.
3-2. TC will be along with a game break in just a moment. Red Sox with a home run in the inning by Rafael Devers, his 9th. He almost hit one last night off the top of the padded wall in left center. 3-2 and a base hit to right field.
Take it.
Chavis on. Brock Holt down to second. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Red Sox. Here's TC. Wow. How about that? The bullpen giving it up. Not over yet. Red Sox with a 7-0 lead here. Jackie Bradley could have a gigantic night. He already has a 3-run double. Bases loaded in the 5th inning. Back to the Chavis hit.
Yeah, watch Chavis's head on this ball. Right on it. And that keeps his shoulder on it. And you can take base hits. They count, you know, to the opposite field. Those also count. That's a great way to get out of a slump.
See if that does it for Michael. 2 men on, 1 away. And this support for Chris Sale, who tonight is making his 300th career regular season appearance. He's allowed only 3 hits. And in there for a strike at 94. Red Sox knocked the Kansas City starter out, Jacob Junis, in the 5th inning. 4 2/3. Sent him to the showers. as part of a 4-run 5th inning. Meanwhile, Red Sox have piled up 11 hits so far. Two and two. Tampa Bay did win. They blanked the Tigers 4-0 by Charlie Morton, who's now 7-0 for the Rays. He's been an outstanding pickup. And that's who the Sox have next. They've got Tampa Bay coming to town. Rays snapping a 4-game skid with that victory. 4 games over the weekend. Double dip on Saturday at Fenway. 3-2. So now will Jackie Bradley get another pitch to drive, such as he got in the 5th inning when he crushed a double, a wicked line shot over the head of Gordon in left field with the bases loaded. Nope, he's going to take ball 4, and they're going to be all loaded up for Sandy Leon. Root for the Red Sox today, then power up tomorrow with a $2 medium cold brew from 2 to 6 p.m. The Red Sox in America run on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. It's a limited time offer.
Okay, we're going to give you a little tease right now because this is going to be the next promo, Red. If you can see this on our cam in the booth, just going to tease the next promo. There it is. That's going to be the next read tonight. And I got it. I got it.
I'm dying to hear how this comes out. Sandy looks at a strike. You've had a little practice this evening. And so far, you are like on the money on every one of them. And taking time to invent some words as well. 1-1 the count.
They call that in the business a tease. In TV business, that's a tease. We're teasing our next promo.
You are a veteran. You know how to tee it up. Sandy a double, a strikeout, a pop-up tonight. They're all filled up with one away. And a high fly ball center field. Hamilton's back. He's back there at the wall, and he's got it right at the base of the fence. Tagging up to score is Brock Holt. He is in to make it 8-0. Sandy Leon sending that one for a long ride to the deepest part of the ballpark to pick up the RBI.
Well, I thought he had enough of that one to get it out of the ballpark. It certainly looked that way off contact and just falling short as Hamilton's able to make the play in center field. This ball was hit very hard by Sandy Leon. I think he thought he might have had one too. Right back to the 410. That ball was hit a long way.
Red Sox continue to add on now. 2 down. Chavis advancing to third. Mookie Betts does not have a hit tonight. He is 0 for 3. He has scored a run. That was in the 1st inning when he took a walk. So Sandy picks up the RBI. And the Red Sox getting very comfortable here in Kansas City. 1-1 on Betts. 8 runs, 11 hits for Boston. No runs, just 3 hits for Kansas City against Chris Sale. And they lead at first and third for Mookie. And pop foul out of play. Well, the Red Sox really enjoy playing here. They've won their last 4 at Kauffman Stadium. 10-5, 15-4, 7-4, 8-3. Now up 8-0. Meanwhile, Toronto is added on as well. They lead 11-7 in the 9th inning over the Yankees. It's been a wild game. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That's all. But the Red Sox get 2 more. 7 StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Well, not only offense tonight, but defense for Devers as he leaps for this ball. That would have been a double if it gets over his glove, plus the strong arm across the diamond to get the out.
Doing it all. In all phases. Here's Gordon to lead off. Meanwhile, Chris Sale has dominated Kansas City. He shut him out on 3 hits. He has struck out 8. He has not walked a soul. He has fanned Gordon and gotten him to ground out. He'll get Soler and Cuthbert next. This is 3, 4, and 5 for the Royals. And perhaps an opportunity for the Red Sox to gain back 2 games in 2 nights. This one not over yet. Not over yet between Toronto and the Yankees, but if it ends up that way with the Red Sox out in front 8-0, gotta love their chances tonight. And Toronto with a tremendous rally against the Yankees. Red Sox would pull to within 6.5. Gaining ground. Another one to come here in Kansas City tomorrow afternoon. Here's the 3-1. And Lash. Nice scoop there by Brock Holt, up and throwing, and he got him. Made a nice stab on that one for the first out.
Bring the whole family to Fenway Park next week, June 10th through the 13th, when the Red Sox face the Texas Rangers. Courtesy of our friends at Aramark, fans can get 4 tickets, 4 Fenway Franks, and 4 fountain sodas for $99. Get your tickets today at redsox.com/familypacks.
1 man out. Soler has struck out and flied out 0 for 2. Sale into his 7th inning. Another strike. 0-2. Soler not thrilled with that one.
That was a strike. It was right at the bottom of the strike zone.
0-2, got a piece of it. With a win tonight, the Red Sox would be a winning team on the road. They would improve to 18-17 away from Fenway. Right now 14-12 at home, and heading back to Boston after the finale tomorrow. Popped up off the end of the bat into right field. Mookie Betts there, and that'll be out number 2.
Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we'll preview Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Bruins and the Blues. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Cuthbert with a ground to third. He's also singled. Sale is set down 8 straight. Ground ball again, gobbled up at third by Devers. 1-2-3 once again. Terrence Gordon to become the new right fielder. Whit Merrifield coming out. O'Hearn takes over in left. So they're going to the bench here in the latter stages. And Willie Peralta will be the new pitcher. You'll get Benintendi Martinez and Rafael Devers, who continues to have such an impact in the heart of the lineup. Benintendi's had an excellent night. He's 3 for 4 with a double. So this is where you get greedy, right, as a hitter.
Oh yeah, you want that 4th one real bad.
He had a double last night as well. Could be the early signs that dropping into that 2 spot is really agreeing with him again. Red Sox with an 8-0 lead in the 8th. Three nothing.
A win would get the Red Sox back to 3 games above 500. Got particularly windy here in the last half inning.
Maybe it's bringing in that cooler air, I hope, for tomorrow.
Yeah, ball 4 here to Benintendi. That's right, it's supposed to cool off tomorrow. Today hitting in the 90s, but stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Rodenheiser Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric. Prior to the game, TC Steve and Salty highlighting on the Rodenheiser heat zone. JD Martinez hot, Lopez is cold. Here's how they've done tonight. Well, JD will try to be the first man into the hit column. He's 0 for 4. Yeah, steamy day today in Kansas City. Not unusual for June. Red Sox got going early tonight. 2 runs in the top of the first, then got 4 in the 5th inning. And 2 more in the 7th inning. And Wynn really kicking up, as mentioned. It opened up a gate down the left field line, not far from the dugout, actually. Third base umpire Jim Wolf went over to close it. Man, the 1-0 on JD Martinez. He didn't think so. Manny Gonzalez did. 1-1. JD's made 3 outs in the air, 1 on the ground so far this evening.
Some lightning off now to our right. So some wind, some lightning, maybe something passing through here.
As long as it moves quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. We've got a 12 o'clock start tomorrow. Got to sleep fast tonight.
Yes. 2-1 from Peralta. And the strike. See that wind? It's kind of moving around our camera from the center field angle. Benintendi leading at first, and the 2-2. Hard hit, maybe 2. Mondesi to Lopez for an out, and on to first for the double play. So 2 gone. Time now for our high strength steel plates, brought to you by the all new 2019 Chevy Silverado.
Rafael Devers connecting. He knew it when he made contact. Hamilton goes into a jump, but that's up in that second area of the over the fence here in Kansas City, out near the waterfalls.
He's also doubled in a run and drove in a run on a fielder's choice. There's 3 RBIs this evening. He scored 3 times. He's stolen a base. And we've talked about the defense, which has been superb. Not just making plays that he ought to make. He's making plays that a lot of guys don't make. Got under that, popped it up. Cuthbert there, first baseman. And into foul territory to make the catch. Side retired. Chris Sale's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. He's been outstanding. 83 pitches, 8 strikeouts, no walks, just 3 hits. And he has been well supported tonight.
And he's done just what he's had to do. Go deep in this game. He's been very effective, obviously. Pitching deep into the game, giving the bullpen a rest. As they said, you know, we don't know who the starter is yet for tomorrow. They may need the bullpen. They had to use it last night. Getting a lot of things accomplished in this game.
Kelvin Gutierrez 1 for 2. He has one of the 3 hits. He's going to take a seat. That is strike 3 as he heads to the bench, 1 away.
Well, to the breaking ball again. It's been like he can put that ball where he wants it all night long.
Number 9 for the lanky lefty. Last time out against the Yankees, he struck out 10.
Yeah, I was off tonight. At dinner tonight, I predicted a no-hitter. 3 hits on the board. Wrong again.
Can't be too disappointed in that. He's quickly got Lopez down in the count 0-2. He's trying to make it 6 of the last 7 starts, striking out at least 10 men. And the 0-2. And he will do that in there for strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs here in the 8th inning.
And back-to-back strikeouts on the slider. Gets the lefty that time on the slider for the strikeout. Just make it look so easy.
So he has fanned the first 2 on 6 pitches. Ten strikeouts in the book. He's gotten this guy 2 times. Maldonado fanned in the 3rd and again in the 5th inning. And there's another strike. Nothing in 1. Nothing in 2. 8 pitches, 8 strikes in the inning. Chris Sale was the last man to have an immaculate inning. 0-2. He struck him out. He's done that twice this season. 9 pitches, all strikes in an inning. An immaculate inning once again for Chris Sale. The road ahead is presented by GMC. Red Sox with a commanding 8-0 lead going to the 9th inning, and 1 more left here, followed by an 8-game homestand because there's a doubleheader on Saturday at 1 and 6 at Fenway against Tampa Bay, and then Texas in for 4 games. Red Sox closing in on shaving 2 games off the Yankee lead in the first 2 games here in Kansas City. Ian Kennedy now in. 0-2, a .418 earned run average. Xander Bogaerts 0-for-3 with a walk and a run.
Check out the Red Sox bullpen, too. Nobody loosening up.
And Chris Sale has done something you just don't see very often at all in Major League Baseball. First of all, an immaculate inning, 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 outs. He did it on May 8th at Baltimore, and he's done it again tonight. So less than a month later, he turns the trick again. And according to the record book, he is the first Red Sox pitcher ever to do that twice in a season. And right now we're trying to find out from Elias if it's ever been done at any time since they began looking at that statistic. Twice in one season by the same guy. 2-1. Brock Holt on deck. He has a 3-hit game. Andrew Benintendi has a 3-hit game. Jackie Bradley a 3 RBI game, and that's also true of Rafael Devers. And the Red Sox have thoroughly enjoyed themselves tonight here at Kauffman Stadium. And foul tip to the mid, struck him out, 1 away in the 9th.
Hell, take a look at the 9 strikes last inning for Chris Sale. A lot of them on sliders. That time a fastball at 94, and then I believe this is going to be a breaking ball. It is.
So there's 3. Here comes number 4. Another breaking ball. Fastball at 96. Okay, next. That was the slider inside. 7. 8. And good night.
That last one was 98 miles an hour.
That's all.
Brock Holt, 3 singles this evening, 2 runs scored. And a fly that one into left down the line. O'Hearn on the run in foul ground. Leaps can't get it.
Boy, the wind really took that. It looked like it was going to stay in the field of play. And, you know, we talked about the gusty wind coming up, and it's blowing in that direction. And you could see it really take the baseball back close to that wall.
Yeah, conditions have changed quite a bit since the start of play, when it was hot and steamy but pretty calm. Now you've got lightning off in the distance, gusty winds really blowing in late in the contest. Here's the 0-2. You know, Chris talked about it the first time he did it in that start against Baltimore. How he knew in his head he had thrown like 6 or 7, whatever it was, consecutive strikes. He was like, you know what? I'm not going to mess around at all. Not that he ever does, but he had it in mind that he could do that. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, and really pinned it down. I wonder if the same thought went through his head tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, nothing he does surprises me.
Red Sox up 8-0 in the 9th. Chavis waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2 from Kennedy. Brock now a 300 hitter. He has driven up that batting clip real fast. 3-2. Up the middle looking for another hit, but Mondesi gets to it and slings it on for the second out. Gotta love these 8 o'clock starts. Now power through another late night game and power up tomorrow at Dunkin' with coffee in the morning or a $2 cold brew from 2 to 6 p.m. The Red Sox in America run on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. It is a limited time offer. The last time up, Michael Chavis may have busted out of a slump. Base hit to right field. He's 1 for 4.
Now let's see if he can keep that same discipline this time in this at bat.
And Kennedy finally ready. Strike 1. Good zip on that fastball at 95. He's their 4th reliever to be used by Ned Yost tonight. Ned Yost now 63 years old. He's in the last year of his contract, and they have Mike Matheny, the former Cardinal manager, in their system. That has led to some speculation that maybe this will be Ned's last year or within the next couple of years, and would eventually turn it over to the former Cardinals skipper. Ned, the man who helped lead them to glory, back-to-back American League championships and a World Series in 2015, did a really nice job here. Former Bobby Cox lieutenant in Atlanta for a long time before he came here. 2-2. I wonder if Mike Matheny still has nightmares about David Ortiz and the World Series.
There's a lot of people that do.
That's a great point. Let a guy hit 688 finally started walking him, but not until Game 6. I looked it up today. He walked him 4 times in Game 6. It's too late.
Yeah, much too late.
Poppy had one of the great World Series you're ever going to see. Won the MVP. 2 down, 3-2 now to Chavis.
NESN Sports Update has more of the action, more from behind the scenes, and more of everything you love. Wake up with NESN Sports Update every morning from 4 to 9, presented by Town Fair Tire.
Three-two again to the rookie. And he will take strike 3. Side retired, 1-2-3 as we go to the bottom of the 9th.
Block out your lunch break tomorrow afternoon at 1 to watch the series finale against the Royals. Watch it live on your desktop at NESNGO.com or any mobile device with the NESN Go app.
Well, it's been some night for the left-hander, and he's trying to do something tonight you rarely see in baseball anymore. Toss a complete game, and he's got a shutout going, and he also had an immaculate inning. Billy Hamilton will lead things off here in the 9th inning. Red Sox with an 8-0 lead, and Sale has been just superb. Now here are the known immaculate innings in Red Sox history. We'll look at that again as this one's popped up. Chavis moving over. He makes the catch for the first down in the 9th. 1 away. Chris Sale doing it twice in the same season. Rick Porcello did it against Tampa Bay 2 years ago. Kimbrel did it as well at Milwaukee in the same season. Clay Buchholz and Pedro have done it. But in Red Sox history, only Chris Sale has done it individually twice in the same season. And he's done it like a month apart. Here's Gore taking down low.
How dare he miss the strike zone on that? What an awful night for Sale.
11 strikeouts. He hasn't walked anybody. He's allowed only 3 hits. This is what total command looks like.
Total domination of the opposition at the perfect time.
And he's touched 98 tonight with a fastball. Did that on the last one of the 9 consecutive strikes in the 8th inning when he fanned Martin Maldonado.
And it's not like he's got the 8-0 lead. It's not like he's coming out just throwing fastballs. He's throwing a changeup this inning. He's throwing the breaking ball, fastball. He's throwing them all his pitches.
And a 2-2. Swing and a miss. That was practically in the mitt. It was a slider. And he strikes him out. That's number 12.
Yeah, it's one you don't know whether you should swing at or take because it's so far outside. And then you see it breaking toward the plate and say, oh, I better swing.
Our game summary brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet service provider, according to speedtest.net. Benintendi with a big night. Devers another one. Here's Mondesi with a high fly foul out of play as he jumped on that one. He's gone 0 for 3. And he's got to be their most frustrated hitter tonight because twice he's hit a ball that would have been a base hit, but Bogarts took one away, and so did Devers. With tremendous defense. The 0-1. Chris Sale with 15 career complete games. Did not have one last year. And a fly ball. There's Benintendi, and he's got it. And Chris Sale with a masterpiece tonight. The Red Sox win it 8-0. He goes all the way, a complete game 3-hit shutout with an immaculate inning. And he strikes out a dozen men. And the Red Sox, TC, continue to gain ground. That is 2 games in 2 nights.